but on camera, I felt like it was a bit orange. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna be talking to you guys about some of my favorite foundations for brown skin, and I'm hoping that my SD card is not full, so I'm gonna try to get through this as quickly as I can. I'm gonna start off with like my current favorites, and then I'm gonna go through like some of the best that I've experienced while trying out different foundations. I have a list of them. Some of them I have here. Some of them I've obviously emptied out and I don't have them anymore. I'll talk about the pros and cons of each, and hopefully this lighting will stop being crazy so I can record. All right, so the first one is my current favorite. It is Shiseido's Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. Looks like this. It is my current favorite. I did a campaign with them, and to be honest, the campaign introduced me to this product, and I have been using it ever since I put this on my face, y'all. I love this foundation. I think that the shades for brown skin are great because they have undertones that complement brown skin. I'm currently using shade 510, but that's because when I went on vacation, I left my actual shade at my cousin's house. I think that shade is Toffee. I think it's Toffee, whatever. I'll put my shade in the description box or somewhere on here. I think this is an amazing foundation because it looks like skin. It's super smooth. It's oil-free, which I always use oil-free foundations because I feel like those give me the least amount of irritation, the least amount of bumps, all that good stuff. And this has SPF 30, which, you know, it's great to not have to add an extra step. It is on a little bit of the pricier side, but I do feel like a little bit goes a long way, especially if you're not looking for a full coverage. It is buildable, but it's a nice, like, it's very thin, so like you can make it work with your natural skin. And I just love everything about this foundation, y'all. I love this foundation. I have it on right now. I wish this lighting would do better, but I have it on right now. I think that the suede shade is great for brown skin. The topaz shade, I think that's my original shade, topaz. And then there's a third shade that's really good for brown skin. I actually sent that shade to my cousin. She's a little bit more red than me, but she is brown and it fits her perfectly. So this is like my top one right now. My next favorite foundation is Fenty Beauty's Eaze Drop Blurring Skin Tint. I also bought this in two different shades. I bought this in shade 18 and in shade 20. I think 18 is the darker shade and 20 is the lighter shade, or if not, it's in reverse. I currently have shade 20 and I love this foundation. This is a little bit more like on the, I don't want to call it a matte foundation, but it's not as runny or liquidy as the Shiseido one. And it's supposed to serve as a skin tint, but you can use this as full-on foundation. It is a little bit drier. But I love it because this is also another foundation that is very skin-like. Like, it doesn't look cakey. It doesn't give off like, you know, like you just beat your face. You can use it naturally or you can build it up. And it has great undertones for brown skin. So if you're looking for a new foundation that serves brown skin well, I think that this Eaze Drop is a great one. And then of course, remember that you can like go to Sephora and get samples of all these foundations. So right before I was introduced to this, I was using the Fenty Eaze Drop one every single day, or at least every time I was wearing makeup, because I think this is such a great foundation. On the drugstore side, I think that the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation, looks like this, is such a great foundation. Aside from the fact that I think the price point is like $7.99 or $9.99 the most, they have great brown color ranges. I bought multiple of these. I have two of these right now. This one is shade 362. Truffle is like my perfect, or like my ideal shade. It's just, the undertone is great. It's not super red. It's not orangey. Like, it's great for people with brown skin, and it is matte. So that's the difference about this one. With this one, I noticed that like with setting powders, I have to be very careful in how I use them, because my setting powders, the areas on my face where I will put setting powder, after a while, it'll look very dry because the foundation is dry and it would begin to break apart. So with this one, I had to use setting powder sparingly. I also had to use setting spray to moisten it up a bit. But if you're a person who has super oily skin or just likes a more dry foundation look, This is a great foundation. It lasts a long time. It's a beautiful color, and the price point is great. And I think that it's also great quality. It is thicker than the other foundations I just recommended, so you want to keep that in mind, because if you're looking for a skin-like foundation, you'll have to like tread lightly with this one. But if you want to beat your face or just have like a full look, this is an amazing foundation. So this foundation I don't have with me, but I remember just being so in love with it when I had it. And it is the Lancome Skin Tint. I can't remember the exact name at the moment, but that foundation is such a great full coverage foundation. And I think that it's great for people with brown skin because it has a lot of shade range to it. It is a bit thicker. So again, I do think that that is a great full coverage foundation. But if you're looking for a foundation for going out to events, going out with your friends, or you want to cover like blemishes and stuff like that, Lancome's foundation, it's really good. The quality is amazing and the undertones are great. And I think Lupita is the face of that line. So they really made it a point to have a wide range. At least when I was buying it, I feel like they had a wide range of shades. Okay, so now on to the ones that I think are great, but I also feel like the undertones could do a better job. UOMA Beauty, I don't know if you guys have heard of this brand before. Please excuse the mess of the foundation on the bottle. I bought this during quarantine, so I couldn't try my shade on in the store. I feel like if I was able to try my shade on in the store, I would have more to rave about, because I love this foundation when I put it on. Like for me, it looked like skin, it's thin. I love foundations that are like skin-like, and medium buildable coverage, because I like my skin to look natural, and then like, you know, if I wanna powder it up or whatever, I can do that. So I love this foundation for that. I think they had so many ranges and I thought it was beautiful. The only thing is the shade that I got, which I think was, I don't know what shade I got, because it says 1 here, but I'm not sure that that's the shade. I think that this was a little bit more on the orangey side, and it would show up more so on camera than it would in person. In person, it looks great. Like it looks like it matches me perfectly, but on camera, I felt like it was a bit orange. And I think that's the mistake that a lot of brands make when it comes to brown shades. Like it's either like just like chalky brown or like orangey brown, and it's hard to find like a good brown that's like realistic and skin-like. So I think UOMA Beauty is worth exploring, especially if you're an Ulta person, because they sell this at Ulta. I don't believe they sell this at Sephora right now. So this is a great foundation. It is Black owned. It is great quality. They also come with concealers. They have concealers that pair with the foundations. And I think it's worth trying the shades if you can get in store and get sample sizes. Because I mean, I love this. I was raving about it when I was using it, but then being that I'm like on camera often, I felt like it wasn't reflecting well on camera. And then I think Fenty's foundation came out and I was just like, oh my God, this is bomb. So I was trying it. But I think that this is a great, great, great foundation, and you should definitely get your hands on it, at least to try it out. And then last but not least, I love this foundation while I was using it, but this is another one that like on camera, it was looking a little orangey and I was like, dang. So this is Urban Decay's Stay Naked Hydro Manic Tinted Glow Hydration. I feel like lately I've been leaning towards a lot of like tinted foundations because they are medium coverage, but they're buildable, right? So like if you wanna add on more, you can do that. I just think that like medium coverage, lightweight foundations usually do well on my skin. So this I felt like was beautiful, and I got a lot of compliments on this foundation. I have this in shade 60 medium dark, and I love this, but again, on camera, I felt like it was orangey, and I was just like, dang, I'm like, it don't look like this in person, but it kind of does a little bit, right? So like here, the Urban Decay, that is the Urban Decay Hydration Manic foundation. So as you can see, like there's like some yellow going on there, and I just felt like on camera it was showing up orangey, especially once I would put like concealer and powder and all that stuff. But I think that if you can get your shade, again, I bought this during quarantine, so like I couldn't mess around with the shades too much, the undertones too much. Oh my gosh, I couldn't try on the foundations too much, but I felt like if I was in store, I would have had a better chance. And maybe I should go back in and try these products now that I can, but I just feel like this one was very orangey. it was very orangey for my skin tone. So I think I'm gonna do a swatch of all of these so you can see what they look like. So this is the yellowy, the more yellowy one. This is the Urban Decay color, which as you can see is a little bit more, you know, yellowy. Here we're looking at the UOMA Beauty one. So this is the one that I was saying that I loved a lot, but I couldn't get the right undertone. So this is Urban Decay, this is UOMA Beauty, and let me get the other ones for you. This brown one right here, this is the Maybelline one, which as you can see is a lot thicker, but it's also way more brown in comparison to these two, which are more yellow and orange. This one right here is the Fenty, and then it's gonna spill, but this is the most recent one, this Shiseido. So as you can see, as I experimented with all these different foundations, I was definitely getting more brown and brown as opposed to like yellow and orange. So we're getting more brown shades. And this is the Maybelline one spilling into the Fenty, and this is the Shiseido, which is really brown and nice. So these are the different ranges. I think that all in all, they are all great foundations, and then depending on what kind of undertone you have as a brown skin person, there's something for everyone, right? There's a matte, there's a more on the oily side, there's a medium coverage, there's full coverage. I don't have the Lancome one, so I couldn't show you what it looked like, but you know, there's different options. I'll list all of the foundations below in the description box, and get your hands on them. Go to Sephora, get a sample, go to Ulta, get a sample, or just go to the drugstore and begin trying out your foundations there. I know for brown skin, it can be difficult to get like a really good foundation, which is why like when I find good ones, I love to share them, and I also love to keep them and buy different ranges depending on like whether it's summer and I'm a little bit darker, or it's winter and I'm a little bit lighter, because it's just, you know, it's difficult to find good brown shades. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've tried any of these foundations and which shades specifically have worked for you. Put them in the comment section below so that other people can try new products and can find matches for them. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you guys in my next video. Later.